welcome to CEO.CA. My name is James Petham, and today I'm joined by Daniel Rodriguez, CEO and Director of EGR Exploration. EGR own the Detour West Gold Project in Northern Ontario, and they trade on the Venture Exchange under the ticker EGR. Daniel, it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, James, and thanks for having me on.
So let's get right into it. For our viewers who are not familiar with the EGR story, can you give us the quick elevator pitch for the company?
For sure. EGR is a publicly listed company with our flagship project, 40,000 hectares in Northern Ontario, next door and adjacent to Agnico Eagle's Detour Lake mine. Agnico Eagle has 20 million ounces in proven and probable reserves and is one of the largest mines in Canada. And we are next door trying to prove that we are the extension of the Detour Fenelon trend and prove that the Abitibi continues onto our property. It is a grassroots exploration story with tons of upside potential.
Great. So let's talk a little bit more about the Detour West project. So you just received drill permits this week. What does that mean in terms of the next steps for the projects? And then maybe as well, could you give us a review of any previous exploration work that's been done there?
For sure. So we announced this week 123 RC holes to test the extension of the Detour Fenelon trend. And what that does for us is gives us a very regional and district scale approach to exploring our property. We're going to be doing it in fences, proving out through the glacial till the potential for gold till anomalies and understanding the stratigraphy and the bedrock information that we're going to be drilling into. This gives us tons of information for follow-up exploration in the future and proving that the Abitibi does continue onto our property. Historical work to date is actually pretty limited. We've had about 9 drill holes drilled by Dome Mining in the 80s, giving us some valuable information in about the middle part of our property. And then from there was a limited and small portion of our property had some sonic drilling done, which has given us some understanding of the till and the different layers and the different glacial flows that happen on our property that allow us to use that information to why we permitted today and our approach for the future.
Great. And can you give us a sense of what you hope to get from the property in the next, let's call it over the next year, and then maybe looking further afield, what's the potential 5 years from now?
For sure. So in a year from now, having some results from some RC holes, giving us an understanding. So if we get a gold dispersal train, that will show us and we'll call it give us breadcrumbs towards where there's the potential for deposit. So as we drill in and we can narrow down the location of an outcrop that is underneath 40 meters of glacial till or gravel, if you want to call it, which this type of exploration is undercover exploration. And so in a year from now, we'll have an understanding of the potential and some gold dispersal trains, and we can then focus in and follow up with more drilling, either more RC drilling, and then we can also move towards diamond drilling to test the structures underneath.
Great. Well, it sounds like there's a lot of upside exploration potential there. Changing focus just a little, but you recently announced the sale of the Urban Barry Gold Project to Harvest Gold. Can you walk us through the finer points of that deal, and then maybe give us some context as to what that means for the future of EGR? Is this a change in strategy for the company, or was it more the right deal at the right time?
For sure. So the whole idea, our Urban Barry property is similar to the Detour West property, but Detour West is next door to 20 million ounces. The Urban Barry property is next door to 4 million ounces. Our Urban Barry is about 6,000 hectares versus the Detour, which is 40,000. The size of the prize was just larger at Detour, so our focus remained there. The Urban Barry property we optioned off to Harvest Gold, which gives us a position in Quebec and allows another company to explore for us, and we get the upside. So we did a transaction for cash, shares, a royalty, some work commitments, just from a surface, describing it at surface level. And their success, not only in the Urban Barry property, but in also they acquired another property in Quebec, gives us potential upside in gold market, and also gives us potential upside as they move the properties forward and they make a discovery.
Great, thank you for that overview. In terms of the team that's on board at EGR, could you give us a sense maybe of your experience in the mining industry, and then what are the other team members bringing to the table? What kind of experience does the management have?
For sure. So my experience is mostly in the capital market side, from a investment advisor or broker, where we funded and did deals with public companies, funding some juniors and helping them along the way and understanding that side of the market. Through time, I went on to investor relations with Warrior Gold and did corporate development for them. They're now Kirkland Lake Discoveries drilling, and I'm still a happy shareholder over there, so hopefully they have some success. And I moved on from there to take over what is now EGR, and I built a team with myself and Mark Brown. Mark Brown is principal and president of Pacific Opportunity Capital, lots of experience in the industry, and has funded and had some great success in multiple different mining ventures. And from there, we built the team out to have a technical side and a corporate background. So we brought on Dave Stevenson from Kennerland. He's the chief geoscientist. They're responsible for a number of discoveries and are definitely in the headlines constantly for their success. And I use his knowledge and expertise in undercover exploration for our property. Ashley Kirwan, who we just added to the board, is president and CEO of Oryx Geoscience, also well-known and very capable from a technical background. She also has a great background in the Abitibi, so she's my next call after this meeting, so to pick her brain. And then Dave Suda, who we recently brought on as well, it has a good background in capital markets. And so, as a whole, as a team, along with Owen, who was one of the original directors that we, when we first transitioned into EGR, as a team, that's how we come together. Everybody has their expertise, everybody has discovery on their mind, and we're focused to moving the property forward.
Yeah, it sounds like you've really assembled all the key pieces of the puzzle and checking those boxes across, not just that exploration experience, but all the other pieces that come with it that you need to succeed. Just to wrap up, I guess for a user on CEO.CA or a prospective retail investor, what are some things that they should be keeping in mind when they're looking at EGR exploration? What sets you apart? What's the value proposition?
For sure. So value proposition is we have a massive property next door to one of the largest mines in Canada, next door to a major. We see east-west structures that run onto our property that have similarities to the Detour Fenelon trend. And when you look at the success along the belt, you have Wallbridge, you have Agnico Eagle, and you also have Kennerland way on the other side, about 200 kilometers away, making a new discovery as well. It shows how fruitful the belt is. So geologically, exploration is deserved to be done on our property. From a corporate standpoint, you'll see another SETI filing coming up. I own 3.65% of the company today, continuing to buy in the market. My CFO, Mark Brown, continues to buy in the market. Insiders, we have about 14% of the company. We have Crescat as a shareholder. We have Frucht Express, an institution, family office, as a major shareholder. And we have a plan in place to make a discovery. And with our current valuation, any indication that we are the extension of the Abitibi and Detour Fenelon trend, from a $2 million valuation, I only see upside from there.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that overview, Daniel, and great to hear more about the developments at EGR. Look forward to hearing more from you in the future.
Great. Thanks for having me on, James.